last tutorial, I showed you how to calculate distance given speed and time and talked about the process behind it. So you've got your input variables, so the input is what we know. We've got the calculation phase, so we use our equations to calculate what we want to, and then the output is what we've calculated. So we're going to talk about converting units, because in the previous one we assumed that a unit was meters per and seconds, and we didn't really know that. So we're going to do that now. So the first thing to notice is that we've got clear definition of what we expect the user to have, rather than them arbitrarily putting in a value for distance, a value for speed, a value for time. We've been very clear to the user, we want this distance in meters, we want this time in seconds. Another thing is, in our last tutorial, I had speed and time and calculating distance. Now I've got distance and time and calculating speed. The reason for that is, if you think about what distance and times are, the fundamental unit for distance, which we call SI unit, is in meters, and the fundamental unit for time is in seconds. Speed is actually a consequence of that. So speed doesn't have its own unit. Speed is meters per second, which is a combination of the two units, which actually makes sense, because if I work out speed, that's going to be distance divided by time. So distance and time have their own units, which we call fundamental units, where speed is a derived unit because it's a combination of the distance and time units. In this case, it's dividing because distance is in meters, time is in seconds. Speed is distance divided by time, so meters divided by seconds. So this will give us our unit, our answer in meters per second. Now, let's convert this. Let's say we want to work out the speed in kilometers per hour. First thing we need to do is convert the distance. So I'm going to call it kd, and this is for distance in kilometers. Now, let's think about how we convert that. The quantity for converting distance from meters to kilometers is 1,000, because there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. But because we're going from meters to kilometers, we have to do it in a different way, and that's to be multiplied by 0.001 times b. Now, the reason for that is that if we think about it, distance is in meters. So let's say I've got 1,000 meters. Then to get it into kilometers, I'd have to divide by 1,000. And divided by 1,000 is the same as multiplying by 0.001. Now, that's the distance. Let's talk about time. Time is going to be in hours. So how many seconds are in an hour is the question. There are 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in a minute. So our conversion from seconds to hours would be 60 times 60, which is 3,600. So I'm going to put TH for, in fact, let's do HT for hour time, and I'm going to say that's equal to time divided by 3,600. So why is it divide? Well, sort of similar reason in this case to the kilometers, although we didn't divide by 1,000, we times by 0.001. If I've got time as 3,600 seconds, now we know that's 1 hour. So 3,600 divided by 3,600 will give us 1, so 1 hour. Now we need to do our final conversion. So we import SKH, so speed kilometers per hour, and that's going to equal kilometers distance, so distance in kilometers divided by HT in terms of time in hours. And this will give us our correct conversion. And then finally, we need the output. So we need to print, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to print S, but I'm going to be very clear that this is speed. The speed in meters per second, because that's our value of S. And then, like we learned last tutorial, we need to put a comma and speed there. And then here, print brackets, and this will be speed in kilometers per hour. And there, I'm going to use the variable SKH. So now we are going to run this. So time in seconds, let's say 5 seconds. Distance in meters, let's say, I don't know, 10. We can see here our speed in meters per second is 2 meters per second, but our speed in kilometers per hour is 7.2 kilometers per hour. So that is how we convert using Python. What I'd like you to do in your own time, anyone following this course, is to repeat the exercise but for different units. Maybe you want to convert to kilometers per second. Maybe you want to do kilometers per minute. Maybe you want to do centimeters per minute. Either way, have a go in your own time and we'll see what the results are.